Let's head to the third inning. University leads Brush 1-0. Ryan Hirschfeld will face the 9-1-2 hitters, Corbin Meyer, Alex Breen, and Dylan Roche. As the Bead Diggers are trying to avoid losing their second in a row, and University trying to do the same. Both teams were 2-0 before losing on Saturday. University actually lost at home to Weld Central 3-2, and Brush lost at Strasburg 6-4. And already an early problem developing for the Bead Diggers. On Saturday when they lost, they left 12 on base. In this game, they've left 3 already over the first 2 innings. And here is Corbin Meyer, the right-handed hitting second baseman, against the economical, to say the least, Ryan Hirschfeld. We said that in terms of pitches. Yeah, the victory over Lions, he went the distance on 93 pitches, which is not too bad for 7 innings. The offering, and the changeup is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. A solid 3-man rotation for the Bead Diggers, and Garcia, Maris, and Ryan Hirschfeld. With an open stance is Meyer, 1-0. And that changeup is a beauty. Down the middle at the knees, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Northeastern Colorado's hometown savings and loan, with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, is Equitable Savings and Loan. And the 1-1, and that fastball is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, this is a different Bead Digger team than the one that lost 15-0 in the Fort Morgan Spring Classic in more ways than one. They won a few games, and they have all their personnel. Swung on and lifted high and deep to left field, going way back as Hansen to the track, and he makes the catch in front of the fence for the opening out of the third inning. Meyer gave it a ride, but the ballpark held it. 300 down the line. Didn't quite make the line. If not, it might have been gone. And 380 straight away. 1 down for Alex Breen. He did hit a home run over the left center field fence in the opening inning on the second pitch of the game. He's a left-handed hitting shortstop. The wind by Hirschfeld in the pitch, and the changeup is high. 1 ball and no strikes. The Breen home run is the only run by either side. Wind and offering. Low and away with a changeup. Looks like Hirschfeld's going to be very careful with Breen. The number 1 rule in baseball, don't get beat by the opposing team's best player. And if the first plate appearance is in any indication, Breen is the best hitter. And that is outside. Another changeup, 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to Breen. 1 out, top of the third. University leads Brush 1-0 in Brush. Wind 3-0. And that's a strike at the knees. Took something off of that as well. It's 3-1 to Alex Breen. Blake lays down the sign. 3-1 in the dirt on the curveball, and Breen walks. The first walk issued by either pitcher. And Hirschfeld's got to worry about him a little bit because Breen does have speed over at first base. Here is Dylan Roche, who grounded to second in the opening frame. The Bead Diggers, as we mentioned, will play in Eaton on Thursday at 4 o'clock, then here against Estes Park Saturday morning at 11. And the runner going swung on and grounded up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit into right center field. And with Breen running on the play, he is to third base easily. First and third on the hit and run for Josiah Gallarza, and for University, that is their 3rd hit of the game. It's almost too bad that Gregory Maris wasn't going over to cover. Had he been going over to cover second base, that could have been a double play, even with the runner going. He would have ran himself into the ball. Gallarza popped to center in the first inning. University looking to build on a 1-0 lead here in the third. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Colby Whaler cheating a little bit towards the bag, hoping for an easy double play. with speed on the bases, but not necessarily at the plate, scoring to bunt. Now swinging away and grounding it to the third baseman, Tormolin, off his glove, picks it up. He will throw to first, and that is going to be in time for the out. And holding up at third was Breen. Nice play by Tormolin. So 2 runners are in scoring position, but there's 2 down now for Jack Przgoda. And there's no doubt, had Breen broken for the plate, he would have scored, only because Tormolin bobbled it initially. But second and third now with 2 down, Przgoda hit a deep fly into center field that was flagged down by Christian Baez. The pitch and the curveball is just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Breen at third, Roach at second. 1-0 University in the third. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like that wind is blowing from right to left a little bit. We'll see as soon as the ball gets up in the air. 1-1. Outside and high with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 1 to the left-handed hitting center fielder Jack Przgoda. Welcome home to your hometown grocery store featuring Morgan County's largest variety, the Brush Grocery Cart, also known as the Brush Grocery Cart. Swung on and lifted foul and out of play well off to the left. Watch out over there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Jack Przgoda. With 2 down and 2 on in the third, University up by a run. In the 4th Patriot League game of the season for both teams. 2-2. Swung on and grounded to the second baseman, Maris. He's got it. Sidearms to first, and the inning is history. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, and 2 men left in scoring position. University is stranded 3, as have the Bead Diggers. We head to the bottom of the third. University leads Brush 1-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush, where University leads Brush 1-0. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, it'll be the top of the order for the Bead Diggers. Gregory Maris, Jesus Cardenas, and Christian Baez against right-hander Josiah Gallarza. Both teams have 3 hits. Both teams have stranded 3. Neither team has committed an error. However, Alex Breen of University has a home run on the second pitch of the game, and that is the margin of difference right now. Maris popped to right, or lined to right, I should say, in the first pitch. And that curveball down and in. Even though the game has gone quickly, neither pitcher has had a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the wind, 1-0, and that changeup is low. 2 balls and no strikes to the Bead Diggers' second baseman. No precipitation as of yet. And the 2-0, that is low with another changeup. 3 balls and no strikes. Hirschfeld walked the man in the top of the third. He worked his way out of trouble. And now Maris is 1 pitch away from doing the same. The leadoff man that University had on was the home run. And that fastball's a strike, 3-1. Bead Diggers had their leadoff man on, Colby Wailert, in the second, but he did not come around to score. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled at the plate, and Maris thought he probably shouldn't have swung at that when it was down in the zone on the changeup. It's 3-2 to the Brush second baseman. Payoff pitch upcoming from Josiah Gallarza. The right-hander gets the sign from Matthews. And the 3-2 pitch, and that is inside with a fastball, and Maris walks. That'll send up Jesus Cardenas. Jesus drilled a base hit into center field his first time up. And with runs at a premium and Jesus having plenty of speed along with Maris, I wonder if they'll try to bunt him over for the heart of the order. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and line foul off to the right over the first base dugout occupied by University. And it's 0-1 to Jesus. Committed to serving those in production, Ag, Premier Farm Credit, is the gold standard in ag lending. No balls, 1 strike, no outs, 1 on. 1-0 University in the third. And the curveball stayed upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two-step lead for Maris at first. Gets back standing after the throw from Gayadza. The lone run in the game came in the first inning on the Alex Breen home run. The Bead Diggers trying to counter. 1-1 pitch. And that changeup bounces away from the catcher Matthews. And that wild pitch will send Maris to second. So now the Bead Diggers will have 3 opportunities to drive in a run. 2 balls and 1 strike, and we'll have a visit to the hill. And Gallarza has been in control, at least over the first 2 innings, but walked Maris. And now behind in the count to Jesus Cardenas. And with a lot of lumber. Well, they don't say lumber in this league because you hit with aluminum bats, but with a lot of heavy metal behind Jesus. If the Bead Diggers are smart in their approach at the plate, they could tack on a run or 2 or maybe even more. The conversation breaks up at the hill. Jesus will step back in with a ball 2, strike 1 count with nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd. And University leading Brush 1-0. A walk and a wild pitch has gotten Maris to second. Matthews lays down the sign, the stretch. Big lead for Maris at second, 2-1. Swung on and popped foul and out of play on the right side over the University dugout. Count goes to 2-2 on the Bead Digger designated hitter. And the Bead Diggers have already played quite a few home games this year, including the Fort Morgan Spring Classic. They, of course, lost to University, as we alluded to. They did lose to Holy Family when they had their full squad back. That was their first game with their full team back, a game in which the Bead Diggers led in the 6th inning before the lead got away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, and that is just outside with a slow curveball. It's 3-2. Boy, great discipline by Jesus, only a sophomore. 3-2 to JC. Maris with a huge lead at second. The offering swung on in line into left field, and moving over to his left and making the leaping catch for the opening out is Dylan Roche. Back to second as Maris. A solid line drive by Cardenas, but unfortunately did not pay off. Here is Christian Baez, who popped to center in the first. He can't hit it much better than Jesus did. Unfortunately for him, it resulted in an out, and it did not move the runner over. Baez at 0 for 1. And the step off by Gayadza. The Bead Diggers trail 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. And the throw back to second with the second baseman Meyer covering, but Maris read it perfectly back in standing. In a game like this, you want to get any cheap out you can get, but the Bead Diggers are not going to run themselves out of this one. Now with their leadoff hitter on, and that bounces into Matthews, and Maris is going to retreat to second. Had it got away from the catcher just a little bit more, Gregory would have been at third. A nice block by Greg Matthews. 1 ball, no strikes. University dressed in their gray uniforms. The Bead Diggers with their maroon jerseys and gray pants. The offering. Swung on, hit deep into right field, going way back to the track and making the catch as Maris tags up as Caleb Spencer and Gregory Maris to third. The ball is loose, but now picked up by Breen. And there's 2 down. Valles gave it a ride. And here's Shea Hansen. The Bead Diggers have hit balls hard. Unfortunately, they're hitting it right at the opposing outfielders for the most part. Hansen grounded to third to end the opening frame as the Bead Digger left fielder steps in. Line and pitch, and he swings and grounds it up the middle of the shortstop Breen. He bobbles it, picks it up, throws low to first, and safe! Hansen beats it out. And the game is tied as Gregory Mayer scores. A bang-bang play, but that will be an error on Breen. Bobbled it to begin with, then made a one-hop throw. No RBI for Hansen. And it's the first error by either side. Yeah, if he fields it cleanly and makes the throw to first, Hansen would have been out on that routine grounder. The Bead Diggers will take it, deadlocked at 1. Here's Colby Waitert, who singled in the second to pitch. And the fastball is up and in. More threatening clouds in the area. If we go 4 innings, the game would be complete. That's if we could not resume after 4 innings. 1-0. Change up, a strike on the outer half. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's supposed to rain sometime this afternoon. Not heavily, but we'll get some drops. The offering. Swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. Advancing to second is Hansen. Boy, the Bead Digger fans love that. Seated in their automobiles well beyond the left field fence with all the horns blaring. The Bead Diggers now have 4 hits in the game. Here's Mitch Tormolen, who popped the first in the second. The pitch and the changeup is low. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 run on 4 hits for Brush. 1 run on 3 hits for University. University's committed the only error of the game, and it was a big one. As the wind kicks up even more, that could be a sign of some moisture coming. The offering. Fastball upstairs. That looked good from here, but called high. 2-0. Yeah, the sun has disappeared completely. Again, the goal here is just to get the game in. And, of course, the other goal for the Bead Diggers to win. 2-0. 2 on, 2 out, 1 in. And they pitched to Tormolen. He was winding up, and I think we're going to have a balk. And we are going to have a balk. Because Gallarza came to a stop during his windup. That sends the runners into scoring position. Yeah, you have to come to a stop in the stretch, but not on the windup. Bead Diggers took off, and Gallarza hesitated. If Tormolen can get a base hit into the outfield, the Bead Diggers could grab a 2-run lead. And the 2-0. And he takes a changeup for a strike at the knees. Ball 2, strike 1. The Bead Diggers have scored an unearned run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded to second. Corbin Meyer to his right. Swallows it, throws to first. And the inning is over. The Bead Diggers score, run on 1 hit. There was an error and 2 men left. 3 complete. Brush 1. University 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.